one day, this nation will rise up.
1965 was a year of change in the United States. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. led a civil rights movement, and NASA launched Ranger 9, the last in a series of lunar exploration missions. In Houston, the Astrodome, known as the eighth wonder of the modern world, opened its doors. The Houston Colt 45s were rechristened as the Houston Astros. During that time, legislation around immigration also changed drastically, and a new immigration policy based on reuniting immigrant families and attracting skilled labor to the United States was established. Houston began welcoming educated and trained doctors, engineers, and other professionals to support the growing space program, the booming medical center, and the educational programs at the top institutions in the city. A group of those immigrant professionals and their families joined efforts and started working to build an institution that would support their native Spanish culture in the rapidly growing melting pot of Houston. Tonight, we would like to recognize and show our appreciation to those special individuals and their families. Although some have passed, they are still present with us through their legacy and through their families' continued support of the Institute. We would like to remember Dr. Pedro Caram. He was the president in 1968 and again in 1981. His lovely wife, Dorothy, was also one of the trailblazers of the Institute's dream. She was president in the early 80s. Through her vision and tireless effort, she shaped not just our institute, but many other institutions in our community.
We needed an organization that would represent everyone. Since I'm of Mexican-American origin, well, of course, I realized that up until that time, the principal Hispanic community was from Mexico. But now we find them from everywhere. It began socially because it was an idea of Dr. Ángel de la Iglesia, who was a gynecologist obstetrician here in Houston from Spain, who wanted to celebrate Columbus Day. And from there came the idea that every year the Institute would have a Columbus Day ball that was named Noche de las Américas to gather the funds necessary to run the Institute and also to give scholarships to worthy and needy students who would study something about the Hispanic world.
Their commitment to the Institute's mission and values, along with the time, energy, and resources that many others like them have donated over the past 53 years, have supported deserving students in our community with over $500,000 in scholarships. Today, we are proud to recognize one of the scholarship recipients as an example of what can be achieved and how far a person can go in pursuit of their dreams when you have the right support, the discipline, and the desire to succeed. Dr. Norma Perez currently serves as the Vice Chancellor for Instructional Services and Chief Academic Officer at Houston Community College, one of the largest community colleges in the country.
Coming from a low-income family, living in the barrio, not getting out in terms of even knowing the whole city when I was in high school, and then when I started college, I had to take the bus to and from college, so I was very limited in terms of how I got around. And I've been to Mexico. My parents were both from Mexico, so I knew Mexico existed. So when the scholarship was given to me, my first choice was to try to find a study abroad in Mexico. I said, yeah, I know Mexico, because I was scared because I was going to be going away. I knew that my parents would support me because it was educational, okay? Because most Hispanic parents will, or at least dads, don't want their daughters to go away. So I knew that they would support me if it was because of my education. And so when I actually started thinking and about where I wanted to go, I decided that, why not venture to Europe? And so my application stated that I wanted to go to the University of Madrid for the summer. And so then I started looking at those programs. Dr. Stevens, my professor, helped us find some summer programs abroad. And turns out that the Institute gave me enough money that would help me make that trip to Spain.
Today, the Institute continues its efforts to support students and to promote the Hispanic culture. The annual gala, the Miller Outdoor Theater Hispanic Festival, which is in its 33rd year, along with art exhibitions, musical presentations, classes, conferences, and collaboration with fellow cultural organizations from the Hispanic community, allow us to continue to honor the legacy of our founders and support our vibrant, growing community in a continuously challenging environment. Once again, we thank those who have supported the Institute's efforts through the years, as well as the many new faces for joining us tonight. We are the new generation of leaders today. It is our responsibility to support those who will come after us. We are joined by our special heritage and must endeavor to keep the dream alive. Thank you again for your support.